everybody. We are, of course, with Tom Crutchfield. It's a lot of fun. I'm picking up a couple of interesting snake neck turtles from Tom that he's gifting to me. But I figured, you know what? Whenever you're with Tom, you got to learn a little something about venomous reptiles. Just want to let everyone know, though, that Kate is holding the camera. They love Kate, but Kate is in what can be considered her worst nightmare. As you can see, you know, Kate is surrounded by venomous snakes.
Oh, Jesus.
Kate, how do you feel right now,
I do
dear?
not feel good about this at all, but
Okay.
I'm close to the door. What? Come on.
I'm just kidding. I just want to make sure
I don't
we're
even
paying
want to
attention
look at it.
All right, Kate's
I'm
paying
not
attention.
gonna look.
All right, so listen, we're going to learn in today's bonus video, we're going to torture Kate, and we're going to learn a bit. We're going to learn about the Mangshan viper. Now,
Mangshan.
Mangshan, thank you. See? Mangshan viper. I love these snakes. First time I encountered one was at the San Diego Zoo in 2006. But Tom, as you know, is a man that has many different species of snakes. He's probably had hands on almost all of them throughout your career. He was giving me some background info, and I said, we got to just start filming because the information he was giving me was incredible. So Mangshan viper found in a 60-mile radius?
No, they're found in the Mangshan Mountains in China, in about a 60 square kilometer area.
Okay.
That's all. The mountains are pretty much made out of limestone karst with a lot of caves and that sort of thing. The interesting thing to me about, well, everything about the snake is interesting to me, but one of the most interesting things about the snake is they remain new to science until the early 2000s.
Which is incredible because we always feel like everything's been discovered, everything's been described, but there are still some mysteries out there.
And it's a snake that gets almost 3 meters long, so it's not like a little tiny snake hiding.
A big snake.
Now, the local people living around where it occurs, of course, knew of its existence, and the Chinese names for it there, one of them is Ironhead, but the most common name is the Little Green Dragon, which I thought was just a cool name.
Well, we're talking China.
And it was discovered by some people out of Beijing that were putting in some either telegraph wires or some kind of communication wires or cables across the Mangshan Viper of mountains, and they found this big green viper incubating eggs. So they contacted a famous Chinese herpetologist named Dr. Zhao, Z-O-A, and he came down and saw it and was absolutely astonished. And then, of course, it was named, and the scientific name now is Protobothrops mangshanensis.
Cool.
And I fell in love with them as soon as I knew of their existence, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get a few of them. Now, it's sort of in a subtropical temperate zone in China, and it can get snow and ice there. It's really more temperate than tropical. But it's interesting because you think of snakes at the higher elevation they go, the warmer or colder they would be. But in the case of the mountains sit across basically an area where the winds come out of the Himalayas and stuff south. And because they sit like across it, like a great wall, like in,
of course,
you know, like this, when the wind hits it, the cold wind like that, warm air rises. So basically, you're at a warmer in the winter, you're at a warmer at a high altitude than at a low altitude. So I'm told, and you know, so the weather cycle say. So that's
interesting. Yeah. So we're learning a lot. Today is an education. I'm really excited whenever I come visit Tom. Let's pull it out.
Okay.
What do you want us to do? And
okay. Well, you can just stand back. You don't have to stand far. Now, these are a pit viper.
Come here.
I'm not coming.
All right, I'm gonna have to take the.
You're taking it.
All right, she's starting to sweat, guys. Look at my poor girlfriend's terrified. So I'm gonna go ahead and film now. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, so this is a pit viper, which means it can detect heat. It's like a rattlesnake or, you know, a bushmaster or a fertile ants or something like that. This particular snake has lost its fear of man for the most part, and it's not very likely to show any defensive things at all. If it were upset, it would vibrate its tail, and then, of course, it would be cocked back and be ready to go. But in the case of this one, that's not going to happen. It's just going to be happy that I took it out of the cage, kind of, because it's curious. Cool. Yeah. Now, also with these, it's been said and even been written that they can spit venom.
Yeah, that was something interesting we were talking about earlier, and today we kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on that, about this snake, because obviously if this were a spitting snake, you'd want to wear a face shield.
I would, except that they don't and can't, and I don't need one. They cannot spit venom.
All right, so why is it that you think they got that reputation?
Okay, well, let's put this on the ground.
Sure.
All right, if this were an upset Mangshan viper, what it would do, it would be vibrating its tail. It would be sort of, you know, in a big S shape, like you see rattlesnakes get in a defensive position. And if it struck out, like trying to bite you, and missed and bit down as its head sort of hits the ground like that, they can close their mouth and venom may come out of their mouth from being not sprayed, but just because he bit down and injected venom. But that doesn't mean that he's spitting venom at you. And these cannot spit venom. Let me say that again.
Well, you know, and even still though, you look at that head, and you can see he's got a massive venom glands there. And now, what type of venom do these guys possess?
This must be a cytotoxic venom, I understand. There is no anti-venom for it though.
My goodness.
Because the snake's so rare that it doesn't bite anybody.
That's incredible.
Other than people handling it.
Yeah, well, but now the temperament of these snakes, would you say it's, I almost hesitate to use mellow, but
well, they are laid back, but you know, like I don't believe that this snake would actually try to bite a human, but I'm not going to trust it not to bite me.
Of course.
And another interesting thing too, I should say, is that these have the second largest amount of venom of any snake on the planet.
What?
Yeah, only the eastern diamondback rattlesnake has more venom. They have more venom than a king cobra or even a gaboon viper.
That's incredible.
See,
but
see
again,
how,
looking
see how
at
the
that
venom
head.
glands look like horns on the head?
Yeah, I want to get a good shot so you guys can see at home.
They're real thick venom glands.
They are.
Let me get the head up where you can.
There you go. Massive. Look at these massive venom glands, guys. This snake definitely packs a wallop, but thankfully, it seems to be a very mellow snake.
It is.
But again, guys, you know, it only takes one instance where the animal feels threatened for an envenomation to happen. So you definitely, I don't know how many
And
of
this
you are
would be
going to be in
fatal.
China, but leave venomous snakes alone when you guys are out there in the field. I'll tell you, Tom, I got to be honest with you. Would you, well, hold on, before you put it away, I would love to get a little hands-on with this snake if that's possible.
Sure. Just,
I love that. So Kate, come on over here.
No.
She straight up said no, dude.
No.
I'll lay that down and and I can get it, but I can't do it and hand the snake to you.
Yeah, understood. All right, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down for a second, and there'll be a.
Now hold it from over here.
All right, well, you can hold it from over here, but babe, it's not. And then give the
I
phone to
understand.
Tom.
I
Give
understand.
the phone to Tom. All right. So I'm a lefty. Should I? Yeah. All right. That's fine.
Don't let the head come up to you.
Gotcha. Copy that. Well, it's a heavy snake. So you could just see, I mean, again, guys, much different than when I was hanging out with Tom and we were working with the king cobras. Just a way different snake. See, that's why I felt confident enough for me to just feel it. And you know, it's got beautiful skin.
It does.
It really, and it feels interesting.
It's a remarkable animal. I call her Mei Mei, which in Chinese means sister.
Okay. That's
My
beautiful.
brother's wife's name is Mei Mei. She's
Oh, really?
Chinese, yeah.
So how much does snake weigh? This?
Maybe about 15 or 18 pounds.
Yeah, there's
Bigger than
definitely
you
weight.
think.
There's definite weight there. I just want to. I'm losing my rest here. You said to keep the head away from you. So how would I
The
control?
way to keep the head away from
Yeah.
it, but with my shoulder like that, if you put the
Oh.
hook up, the snake would go up.
Okay.
But it's a heavy snake to do that.
It is.
And with this snake, honestly, doesn't matter. So you get an idea of how long this snake is too.
Yeah, that's about 6.5.
I think 6.5, 7 feet. Yep.
Beautiful. All right, thanks, Tom. That's really cool, man. We're learning a lot about this species. And how many do you have here?
I have 5.
Okay.
I have 2
Fantastic.
males and 3 females.
Have you-
This one is 11 years old.
Oh, wow. Have you ever had any success breeding this thing?
No, but I'm hoping to this year.
Okay. Well, there you have it, everybody. I just wanted to do a bonus video. Whenever I come down with Tom, he's a wealth of information. It's something different than I'm used to. So I like to get schooled as well. No one can know everything, but Tom Crutchfield definitely has a leg up on most people because he's been doing it so darn long. And we have a fun time together, don't we, Tom?
We do, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact.
I'm actually wearing the hat I got from Australia when I first met Tom in Oz.
Actually, I
So-
was with you in Australia.
That's right, man. We had the best damn time ever. So, okay.
My first bearded dragon we saw together.
That's right. He was like a little kid, man.
And what was that bird?
The kookaburra. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
when we found the bearded dragon by accident because we heard the
We were looking at kookaburra. All right, so right now I'm gonna say goodbye. Let's just give Kate a thumbs up, everyone. She's terrified. She's in a room. This is the venomous
Oh my
room.
God, look at this guy. What is he doing? He's really looking at
That's a
me.
king cobra.
That's a king cobra. Let's leave. We don't want the.